I'm here at McKinney Falls State Park in Austin, Texas. This state park is right in the middle of a city. The airport's pretty close by, but while you're here, you really feel like you're away from it all. I'm on the lower falls. It's rained the last couple days, so the water's flowing really nicely. Parts of this section of the park are part of the Camino Real Trail. So there's a lot of history at this park, and I'm looking forward to doing some more exploring. When Thomas McKinney lived on the land that is now McKinney Falls State Park, one of the things that he built to utilize the water that flows through here, Onion Creek, was one of the first flour mills. All that's left though is the stonework for the mill floor and the metal rod right there, which spun around the horizontal turbine. Pretty neat. Currently hiking on the Homestead Trail. It's a pretty straightforward trail. There's not a lot of tricky terrain. One of the fun things about this trail though is McKinney Falls State Park is right next to the Texas Parks and Wildlife home office. And the first time I saw this building, it looked like it was just an abandoned building. It was really creepy. Then I found out it was the headquarters. But from this side, it just kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was watching a lot of Walking Dead at the time. So be on the lookout for that big building when you're walking on the Homestead Trail. If you're going counterclockwise on the Homestead Trail, just be mindful. There is going to be a little shortcut that looks like the obvious way to go, but you're going to keep going to your right and come up to that building. I have now switched to the Flint Rock Loop Trail. Terrain's still pretty normal. I'm only at about 140 foot elevation gain, which is pretty average. The scenery, according to the map at the beginning of this trail, said it's going to get a little bit foresty, and I've actually never been on this trail with all the times I've been here. For whatever reason, I just kept it to the Homestead Trail or the hike and bike trail. So I'm looking forward to checking this out for the first time. So unfortunately, the Williamson Creek Trail is a no-go. It even states on that sign right there that it's on a little bit of the floodplain, forest floodplain. It did rain. The other trails were pretty manageable, but I don't want to ruin the ground below me too much, and I just don't really feel like hiking in mud. So hopefully I'll come back at some point and knock out this one trail. It'll be the last one I've not done, which is no big deal, and I live pretty close, so I'd rather protect the area and not slip and fall on my face in mud. So I think that's a pretty fair trade. Thomas McKinney and his wife lived in the house behind me. He unfortunately owned slaves, and that's who helped build this house. They had a lime kiln, and he ended up dying after going broke in the second floor bedroom. Pretty crazy story about this house. They didn't have any children, so this house was actually left to the Smith family, who eventually donated it to Texas to create the state park. So it's a part of history. It's a part of how this park was created, so it's important to know how all of this came about. Thanks for watching my video at McKinney Falls State Park. Make sure you check me out on the website, www.thetexastrailhead.com. And if you're interested in podcasts, listen to my podcast available on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and pretty much anywhere else you can find podcasts. It's just called the Texas Trailhead Podcast.